And we're all in different places with relationships. Like, I obviously, not really doing much in that department, and Skyler's going through a breakup, so we're all like really...
Well, chill out. Hold on, don't
You said you want to talk about it. I was trying to figure out a way to transition.
The bus like that.
No, we didn't break up. Well, we did break up.
I was like, brother.
We did break up.
There was nothing more sad. Well, first off...
Okay, there are several things. So me and Courtney, God, we should have been on this podcast already.
Come on, man! Get this thing recording!
Okay, hold on. No. To the left. Sit on the crack.
I got things to talk about.
Can I take my shoes off? Is it a shoes off kind of episode?
It's a shoes off podcast.
Brother, I'm just trying to sit down.
Don't take your shoes off. You have stinky feet.
Yeah, you got the bunion ass feet for real.
What are you talking about?
You got 50-year-old woman looking bunion feet.
I don't have bunion feet.
Ugly ass, crippity
And I'm not on your side because you just said I had cellulite.
You called me a fat fuck.
First of all, no, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said you got face fat, fatty face fat, and no lips, and you said I'm ugly.
You wish.
And all I said was you got a lot of cellulose.
No, listen.
Does he?
I feel like a middle-aged woman.
No.
Like a middle-aged woman, cellulite is the worst thing that could ever happen to you.
I can think of
Hiroshima
a
back in
few.
the day, terrible.
Yeah.
Modern day Hiroshima, cellulite on women. Well, not all women, like middle-aged women. Like they always say stuff about it. Anyway, I'm sitting here thinking I'm in a safe space. I could show a little leg to my friends, and instead he's like, "Oh, look, old dimple thighs." That's what he called me.
I'm rich, bitch.
What is that?
It says $0.
What? I was down to my last $20.
Take the toothpick out of here. Like, I can't hear a
I was
thing you're
down to
saying.
my last 20er, and hit big.
Let me see it. Oh, 135.
I
What'd you play?
I have a feeling you said you went down with $20 and you really went down with 200 and you lost money.
No, I swear to God.
What'd you play?
I played Jacks are Better.
What is that?
It's like where you hold. You never played it? I love it. What you do is you get 5 cards and you have to jack. Like a pair of jacks is the least you can have to win.
Okay.
So like if you have like a pair of 10s, you lose. But so you get 5 cards. You get to hold cards that you want to keep, and then the cards that you don't want to keep, it gives you more. Like it replaces those cards. And so I did a 3-way one. So
This is the longest
I
explanation.
did a 3-way one. I hit a full house, and I held all of them. And so I had 3 full houses paid out. Full houses pay out pretty high.
And what are you going to buy us with it?
I'm going to go back down and lose it.
Dude,
My plan is to lose it all or be rich.
What about like a decent dinner?
This isn't a decent dinner here.
They have really nice...
That's
no.
one steak at the steakhouse
Exactly.
we went
They
to.
have really nice restaurants here. If we blow that on 3 apps, we're gonna have a good time. And then we act like we have like a big meeting. Oh no, we got to go to this big meeting. So it's like, oh, these are big business guys. They just spent $130 in appetizers. They think we're really rich. And there are cute girls down there.
I know, but can I just say one thing?
You can say anything.
Let's say I bet it all on one hand. I'm up to 270. Okay, and then I'll do that one more time. That's 540.
Oh, I turned off the AC because I was afraid it was going to be noisy.
You're not getting any appetizers.
How
you've acted
don't look
today.
at that. Don't even think about looking at that.
And not only, you did spend more money than that out of my mini fridge.
Yeah.
And I wasn't no appetizer family coming up, so I'm not used to... I would have never even looked at the candy or drinks that they put in a room.
I didn't touch the candy, brother. I didn't touch the candy.
Who got the chocolate-covered almonds?
They were out. I don't know. They were out when I walked by them.
That's what I was trying to tell you. There were more people eating it and drinking.
Either of you chipmunk them?
No.
Neither of you tasted what those chocolate-covered
I'm
almonds...
not allowed.
He's not allowed, and I promise you I
touch
didn't.
them. I got into the cheese crisps in my room. And the cashews.
They're fucking $16 cashews.
I did that 2 days ago and already Venmo'd Zach for it. Did you Venmo Zach for the mini bar snap?
No, I should. Okay, I know I had at least 4 of the shooters.
That's at least like $23 each.
That they're $18 each. I had 2 Red Bulls.
Oh.
All out of the mini fridge?
All out of the mini fridge.
That's the problem. When you get drunk, you've got no wherewithal. You've got no gusto to you when it comes to friendship. You don't care about my pockets.
I'll Venmo you right
No, you weren't going to do that till you got called out by old guy that's making fun of my cellulite.
Well, 'cause I fucking...
Old toothpick, old thick pick.
No, don't be rude.
Old thick pick.
He commented on my thighs. He commented on my thighs first, and he's making you pay me money, yet you're still on his side.
I'm not still on his side.
Anyway,
talk about what happened this week.
Hold on, before we do that, hit some intro music. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 210 of the podcast. You might be thinking, oh, only guys this week? Where's the estrogen? Where's the sweet women? Where's the beautiful ladies at?
And to that we say
we tried to get them, and they all canceled on us. And Tara's at VidCon, and Alyssa's at home in a depression swell. She's trying to do a world record of how many tears she can fill up in a bathtub, but we're scared she might drown herself. But besides that, we think she's doing okay, and we're excited to get back to LA because we're in Vegas right now to help her mindset. Anyway, with that said, am I allowed to plug right after I say that someone's going through a deep depression?
I mean, it's not a great look, but you can do it.
Obviously, as you just heard, Alyssa is really going through it.
No, hold on. Can we cut?
Yeah, hold on. Did we cut? They won't see this part, right? Thank you for our audio listeners. He's not putting water on my face to look like tears. And if you guys want to help our friend, some would say
Acquaintance.
decent friend, acquaintance at best.
Best friend.
You guys can subscribe to the Patreon. We're actually doing a summer bash, 7-day free trial, where we're giving away Xboxes and Nintendo Switches and AirPods. And we're also doing drunk episodes. We just filmed one, and it was actually pretty funny. Again, Jared got blitzed and kind of ruined some relationships. I think Alyssa showed some skin. Skyler said a slur, and I was a little angel baby. So anyway, be a part of the Patreon. You guys don't understand how much it helps us. You might be thinking, blah, 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 and you get all the great extra content. And and we're bringing a lot of cool stuff to the Patreon soon. So if you don't get in soon, you're going to be out for life. You'll never get to see any of it. And I don't care. So think about that. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. Why are you on your phone?
I'm doing the math on how much I owe you. Oh, fuck. Right now it's at $92.
And that's probably half.
It's not even close. Red Bulls are probably 10 a piece.
Yeah, the Red Bulls are 10, so that's 20. And then I know I had 4 of the shooters.
You know, I miss when
You really did some drinking last night.
Yeah.
he was up till 7 a.m.
I know, but that's just in, like, you had like 4 drinks at Power Slap, right? 2 espresso martinis at dinner. And they were all doubles at Power Slap too.
Yeah, no, I did.
You have an issue.
I really think you have an alcohol issue.
I don't have an alcohol issue. I just like having fun.
Like, you know how y'all made fun of me because I have a nicotine issue? You got an alcohol issue.
I don't have an alcohol issue.
Jared, when you start drinking, like, there is no stopping. And I can't,
because I'm here for the good times.
But you go on your own adventures. Like, I think you're going to bed, and I think I can trust you to be a little sleepy baby boy. But instead, you're throwing hundreds down on the blackjack table when you used to be humble and go to the dollar store and order food. And now it's like you're throwing it in the viewers' faces.
I'm not throwing it in the viewers.
I'm better than everybody else.
I threw $200 down on the table.
And you think you're cool now because you can hang out with celebrities.
Well, last night I threw $200 down.
Who'd you hang out with last night?
Okay, well.
Man of the people, who'd you hang out with last night? Because you know who I hung out with? There was a security guard for the Power Slap event. That's why we're in Vegas. And I hung out with him for a good time and had a nice conversation with a civilized human being while you're out there celebrity hunting.
I'm not celebrity hunting.
You're getting pictures for the Instagram just
I'm
so
not
you can
getting pictures.
Flex.
Yeah.
Who'd you hang out with last night?
He came in, he was like, "What'd you do last night, Skyler?" I was like, "Oh, I went to bed." And then he's like, "Pussy, I've been hanging out with Metro Boomin."
Well, okay.
You've been throwing it in our faces all day.
You've been throwing it in everyone's faces.
I'm not throwing it. I did not throw it in everyone's faces.
He threw it in everyone's faces, and then it just took 2 follow-up questions. How long did you speak to him, Jared? No. How long did you actually see him for, Jared? 20 seconds.
And you did say you played blackjack with the Metro Boomin all night.
And you played 4
hands. I didn't say all night.
Yes, you did.
I only told one person about this, and it was Robbie.
Yeah, because Robbie likes to loop everyone in. He's giving us all visibility.
I told one person.
Bruce Willis, okay? He's
because
a looper.
I walked into the room at 6 a.m. and he's like, what? Where did you just come from? I said I was playing blackjack
with Metro
Boomin.
You were blacked out playing African American Jack. Dude, you got to get a handle on this lifestyle.
And it was $50 a hand, and
I was asleep by 10 p.m.
Also, we're here for Power Slap. What a concept. Like, somebody came together and was like, all right, this is what I think we should do. We should get big guys, real strong guys with big old arms, slap the hell out of each other. And whoever gets to go first is based on a coin flip.
This has been in Eastern Europe for like 50. They've been doing this for.
Dana like I think he discovered it on like YouTube or something.
They have to be. It has to come out from like that's how like certain things you can just know where they were invented.
This is an Eastern Europe thing.
Like college football. That's us. We did that.
You're welcome, America.
And that's sick. NBA, basketball. We did that.
We did that.
Sick.
The basket.
Power slap. Or, people slapping each other. Romania. That has to be.
Where
Hungary,
they're just bored as hell.
where it's cold.
It's cold and there's nothing better to do
Yeah.
than just slap the shit out of each other.
But the women there, like if I was to go up and slap, if we were in a slap off, me and any of the women there, they would knock me out for a slap.
they would take off our heads with one slap.
And then the 410-pound guy, what was his name? The Crazy Hawaiian?
The Crazy Hawaiian. There is the Crazy Hawaiian and the Hawaiian Hitman.
Terrifying.
They're
Who let these people hit other
Absolute
people for cash?
behemoths.
Just think about this. Before this sport was popular here in the States, those two were probably still slapping each other. The two Hawaiians. They would just meet up and slap.
So really,
I just want to know how you like the UFC. I get because it's like it's fighting, it's martial arts. There's technique to it. Well, not saying that there's not technique to slapping, but it's kind of like a dance. Like you're dancing with your opponent. This is just brutal. Like you're just slapping the shit out of each other, and like I want to know who's signing up for this.
honestly, with all of that said, can't get enough.
Oh, it's the
I
best.
loved
There's
it.
We'll come every time they ask.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were
yeah,
going
I
to say
thought we were
something
going
else.
to a random place, dude. Nothing I love better than power, because you're just hanging out. Everybody's there. We're swapping war stories, and then it's like, all right, guys, 3, 2, and then everybody turns around. They see a guy get slapped and knocked out, and everybody's like, oh, whoa, and then we go back to just hanging out again.
Yeah. That's a good part of
That's
it. 'Cause
America I wanna
like,
live in.
It's not like going to a UFC event where you have to like watch everything for 20. You're not locked in for 5 minutes straight, 25 minutes, however long the fight lasts. This is like they slap each other every 2 minutes maybe. So like you're just like you just kind of get to do whatever you want, and then slapping is happening.
I think
in the background's pretty sick.
I think in between each slap they have like a minute of recovery.
Yeah.
And so it's the perfect social event because you just slap, knock out, or if they don't get knocked out, like if it's a shitty slap, then like the crowd's cheering. They're like, oh, they ate that,
What's the largest animal that you think you could power slap to knock out?
To knock out.
Yeah, one slap knockout.
I don't even think I could knock
Cat.
out Handsome.
A cat.
Maybe a cat.
If the cat's sitting there and lets me get a clean look at him.
Oh, they're gonna let you get it.
Yeah, cat.
I was thinking a crow for whatever reason.
No, crows are strong. Do they fly? They fly with rain hitting their
Yeah,
heads.
but their bones.
They got to be strong up there.
No, their bones are fragile.
What are you talking about?
Think about flying in a rainstorm.
That's so different than my
Compared
5
to-
fingers coming at you fast.
Have you ever driven in a car and put your hand out the window?
It doesn't feel like being slapped in the face.
In a
with a
rainstorm?
I would much rather do that than get slapped.
Speaking of crows, did he tell you what his like summer fling is?
Your summer fling.
He's trying to domesticate a crow.
Yeah. Well, I want to come up with some. I want to come up with a bet or something, but I do think I can't because there's been a lot of crows outside of the house lately,
Yeah, it's terrifying.
and I think and then in conjunction with that, I saw a video of a crow that has been domesticated. I think I can wrangle one in.
Do you even
What are
know
you
the
gonna do
first
with it?
thing about domesticating a crow?
I think it just goes. I think you just have to lure them in with food, and then from there, it's a kind of a free for all.
What kind of food do you feed a crow?
Cheeseburger, Big Mac.
Double pattied. He doesn't even know how to eat it. He's like, what the hell is this?
No. Well, here's what you have to do. There's a crow feeder. I'm gonna get and put in the
They
backyard.
don't have crow feeders.
And once
Crow feeder?
and once you feed him the first time, then you can like build puzzles into them getting the food. So then they have to figure out, I gotta move this, gotta move that, and then by the end of the summer, I want it to be able to land on my finger.
On your
But what do you do with them after that?
Yeah, then you just have a crow
Well,
Besides
you're
that
the
like
technically
camera.
not in California. You're not legally allowed to domesticate a crow. So I will have to. I just cannot. I'm not gonna frame it as. I'm gonna teach him a trick, and then I'm gonna turn him back loose, and he's just gonna be like.
He's just,
He meets back with the other crows. And he's like, I had a wild summer.
so I got put in this internment camp. I mean, you fed me well, and I can do a backflip now, but I guess I'm free. Yeah, that crow. I don't know if he'll be able to assimilate back into the crow culture,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
they
really
probably
gonna
don't like 'em.
fuck up this crow's
especially
life.
because he's gonna think he's better than everyone else.
Circus crow, get out of here, circus crow.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Do crows eat meat? Are you
They'll eat
worried
anything
about
they'll eat
I think they're omnivores.
like what if you start like mad crow disease?
That is something we have to take into account.
I have to. I'll do my due diligence. I'll watch The Birds before. I'll just watch any movie that
Like the
has
Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Speaking of animals, we'd already talked about this earlier, but I still can't get off the topic. There is, and I'm pretty beat up about it actually. There's a guy named Joey. He's a bear, a grizzly bear. They call him the unlucky bear because he's just chilling in the forest. He's albino, so he's all white, but he's actually a grizzly bear. And an animal conservationist came in, saw him, mistaked him for a polar bear, tranquilized him, and sent him to the North Pole.
Did you see the footage of how they sent him to the North Pole? It's just like he's attached to a helicopter.
And they just
like
lay him. Imagine you're just going for some berries or whatever they're doing.
trying to eat a piece of salmon.
Going to hang out at a top near some pine cones.
Yeah.
And then you just wake up in like
a frozen tundra. Like, the hell?
And then I guess I don't know who watched over them or who figured it out, but someone figured it out because he just wasn't doing well. He just wasn't.
Well, it was he's a lot smaller. Like polar bears are fucking massive. He's a lot smaller than all the other polar bears, and they know he's not one of them. And so they're bullying him. They're
Yeah,
like
the polar bears did not welcome him.
they're beating him up. They're
So,
stealing his food.
Apparently humans saw that he wasn't doing well and they also kind of looked a little harder. And they're like, this guy's a grizzly bear. We got to take him back.
This guy doesn't look anything like
So
a
we take
polar
him.
bear.
See, they take him all the way back to the forest, and then like a couple weeks later, maybe a couple months later, he's just chilling in the forest, gets tranquilized again. So he just knocks out, and a completely different animal, whatever they're called, conservationist. They take him back to the North Pole. This is some sick trick. He thinks I'm Practical Jokers.
Where does it take? Is this in like Alaska or something?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
I don't know where they take him.
I didn't know where like they were finding Joey because in
Had
what
to be
world?
Alaska.
Yeah, like what world do you see an albino grizzly bear in the forest and you go?
No, it feels like something Mike Tyson would buy, couldn't handle it, and just lets loose. 'Cause
Yeah.
he always had white tigers.
True.
Oh,
He loves white stuff. Ally. No, but he, so he gets into Antarctica again, and then another person figures out he's a grizzly bear. So they're spending a lot of money on oil and transportation and gasoline and helicopters and manpower to get this guy to relocate. So they send him back to the forest. And he's like, okay, that's probably the last time I am ever going to get tranquilized and sent to an icy wonderland. Actually, icy hell. And for the third time, the unlucky Joey Bear gets tranked. And you know he's knocking out like, oh God, no.
he's like,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
he's no fucking way.
But this time he wakes up in a zoo surrounded by polar bears. He's like, now they want to observe me? So I don't know where he's at now. I think they put him back in the forest, but he could be anywhere at this point. I hope they give him a vacation.
Oh my
This
god.
kind of reminds me of, if we're talking like, unlucky animals. Have I told you about Bobo the chimp? I told you
Bobo
about
the chimp?
Yeah.
He, was your grandma?
Yeah, it's like my great grandma. You don't know this. My great grandma or great, I don't know. It was a long time ago. They had a pet chimp named Bobo.
What?
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
Things
I mean,
happen in the South.
I mean, I never got to see it because it was well before I was alive. But so
How
they
the
had.
hell did they get a pet chimp?
No, dude, it was the South, and it was like 50 years ago.
Don't say it's the South. Like chimps are just roaming around.
No, you can get anything down there. There aren't a lot of regulations.
I think it's like 3 pints of moonshine. You get yourself a chimp. Yeah.
That's the conversion rate.
And so Bobo, the family had went on vacation, and Bobo they had like kept in a cage while they were gone, and he normally I think would be out and about. So when they got back, the dad tried to feed Bobo, and he thought he was getting put back into the cage, so he like bit the dad and ran up into a tree. And so they had to call the cops to or someone called the cops because there's a chimp up in the tree. So the cops came and they were like, hey, we got to get Bobo down. He bit you, and that's not cool. And so the dad was like, Bobo, come down. Bobo was up there crying because he had hurt. He knew he had fucked up. He crawls down, and the police shoot him on sight. The police shoot him on sight.
Bobo on sight.
Not Bo.
Bobo.
No questions asked.
But he felt bad.
Yeah,
he had remorse.
Yeah, but
I've had several
Don't
women.
say you know.
I've had several women bite me in certain instances.
No, it's terrible. It is terrible. It's very sad.
And I've never put a bullet in their brain.
God.
I'm just thinking we treat humans such a different way.
Times were
than
different
animals.
back then.
Times were different.
It's probably
It was a
70
different
years
time.
ago.
70 years ago.
60 years is a long time ago.
It is crazy how we just, just shoot animals, because I think recently it was the anniversary of Harambe getting shot. Like there's no I feel like they tranked Joey 6 different times.
Okay,
but they won't trank Bobo.
No, Joey, it was a situation where he was kind of appropriating a certain culture, if we're being completely honest, and he deserved everything that he had coming to him.
Amen.
Like Joey can't be out here just decide, like, you know what I mean? Michael Jacksoning these bears. If you're not going to perform.
Oh, do you guys know? Okay, so I saw it was like maybe it was a notification from Twitter, or maybe it was like a news article or something. But basically, it was saying it was like Twitter, like you know how your likes and stuff used to be public. Now they're private. Like no one else can see like what you've liked. And that reminded me. When I was in high school, one of our football coaches had a Twitter, and I don't think he knew that
He's definitely liking porn, right?
his entire account, he only followed porn stars, and he only liked porn accounts.
I
and
like that.
it was some of the sickest shit that you've ever seen. Like he was into
who
some.
ended up having a conversation with him?
I honest to God, I don't think anyone did.
Yeah, how do you bring it up?
Yeah, because that's just like probably getting fired. And he was a good coach.
I don't think he should be fired. Honestly, he's given like references. Yeah, he's just teaching you how to be a man.
We did talk about it in health class, and sort of just dialing porn back into what reality actually is. It ended up being informational. A lesson, yeah.
I hope that happens to Joey. So far, he's the only one that's had a lesson and he doesn't know what it is. Wait, have you told him about your girlfriend in the car with your mom?
Oh, no. I actually have 2 funny stories. One of them, I don't know if we've talked about. Have I told the Cinespia story yet?
What?
So we were at Cinespia or Cinespia. I don't know how you say it. It's in West Hollywood somewhere, but it's at this big big, what are those places? Cemeteries. And every week in the summer, they show a movie. And so people would just go sit, watch a movie.
That
and
sounds
it's like a
lovely.
drive-in, but you get to go like sit.
Is it weird to you though to be surrounded by the dead while you're watching a flick?
Yeah, I don't know who allows it.
If it's in that part of town, it's probably in the Hollywood Forever
It is.
Cemetery,
It is.
which is gorgeous. I mean, it is a little weird. Don't
Now,
get me wrong.
you're not directly around bodies. There's a big clearing.
I've been there and like they're decently close.
Oh, yeah.
Like if zombies happened, you're not getting out.
Yeah. And the smoking section's right by it. You can put some ashes on some.
Oh, that's just
Ashes on
disrespectful.
ashes.
But so we were sitting there and I was fucking around and I had taken a sip of water and I kind of spit it at her just to, get her wet. Not like that, but just fucking around. And so she was going to do it back to me. And I was like, don't, because you're going to miss and you're going to hit the people that are behind us. And she was like, da, 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 da. She didn't say anything. She got a huge gulp of water. And so let's say you're me, okay?
Okay.
She was like this. And looked at just some random person that was sitting like to my left and spit water all over them. And I was like, why the fuck did you not look at me? And she was like, well, I used to have a gap in between my teeth and I forgot that my retainer closed it. She was like, so I used to be able to aim.
She thought she was a side spitter.
Yeah. Nuts.
I mean, when you're conditioned for certain things, especially leaking liquid.
This episode's brought to you by ZocDoc.
Here's the thing. A lot of people don't take care of their health, whether that's mental or physical, because going to the doctor is a little scary. One, you don't know if they're going to take your insurance. That's always a big pain. And two, you don't know if it's going to be a good doctor. I wish I could have a place where I know the doctor's good because they've been reviewed by people that have gone to him. Luckily, there is ZocDoc. What is ZocDoc, Skyler?
Well, Zach, ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can compare highly rated doctors in your area and instantly book appointments with them online.
When you find a doctor, you can book them immediately. You don't have to wait in the stuffy, gross little office area where you're like, I don't know when I'm going to see my doctor. You can book it same day also a lot of the times, which is fantastic. So it pretty much just takes healthcare into the 21st century and streamlines everything so you get good doctors.
All you have to do is go to ZocDoc.com/dropouts and download the free ZocDoc app today. Then you can find and book a top-tier doctor in your area.
That is ZocDoc.com/dropouts, ZocDoc.com/dropouts, or download the app to get your health in the right place today.
Thanks, Doc. You're the best. This episode's brought to you by Kickoff.
Bad, below average, or non-existent credit can keep you from getting a car, a house, or honestly, a future.
That's where Kickoff comes in.
Kickoff is the fastest and safest way to kickstart your credit and get to your goals faster.
Sign up for a monthly plan in minutes and start building credit immediately for as low as $5.
Users with credit under 600, on average, add 30 points to their credit in the first month.
It's simple. Make on-time payments. The credit bureau sees this good behavior, and your credit, well, it goes up.
Kickoff is the #1 credit building app out there with over 100,000 reviews, so you know you can trust it.
Join over 1 million people building credit with a Kickoff credit account today.
If you want to pay $1 your first month, which is 80% off of the normal price, go to getkickoff.com/dropouts. That's GETKIKOFF.com/dropouts. Kick is just KIK. Understand? Getkickoff.com/dropouts. Go get it, baby boys and baby girls, and get that credit building.
Disclaimer, must sign up via getkickoff.com/dropouts to activate offer. Offer applies to new Kickoff customers first month only. Subject to approval. Average impact of 30-point increase in first month based on Equifax Vantage Score 3.0 changes for Kickoff premium customers with starting credit below 600 who made their first payment on time between January 2021 and March 2024. Payment and credit activity outside Kickoff can have an impact on your credit. Terms and conditions may apply. Offer subject to change. Individual results may vary.
Yes, so she's an idiot. So that'll preface this story. So when we were in town. This is a few months ago.
What did the other person do?
She was like,
yeah, because you just got a fucking mouthful of spit.
and Courtney was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I used to have a gap." I'm like, "Don't try to explain it."
He's just like over explaining.
Just say sorry for spitting.
Yeah. But a few months ago, we went home for my sister's wedding, and Courtney came, and we were riding in the car from Atlanta to Athens to go for the wedding. And
How far of a car ride?
it's probably like 50 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And
so not bad.
we were talking about, so it doesn't matter. We were in the car and we were talking about sex stuff. And for some reason, I made the joke about like girls eating girls out isn't that big of a deal or whatever.
Okay.
And my mom was like, no, I would never do that. And Courtney, out of the blue, was like, just because you like eating pussy, Skyler. Or like, just because you like eating my pussy. Something like to that effect. And
First time meeting your mom.
First time meeting my mom.
Shut up.
And then it was like this. It was, Courtney didn't try to like, because like she could have just said that as like a general statement.
Yeah.
But she sat with it so long that it sounded like it was a personal statement. And so we just sat there and no one said anything.
Just in silence
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
Courtney exclaiming that you like to eat her pussy.
Yeah.
My God, guys, I don't, for
Like
whatever
to
reason,
eat her
I don't
out.
like you guys like
Eat her
looking
out.
at each other and saying, yeah. I mean,
Eat
even
her out.
that's
Sorry.
Perform oral.
Well, yeah, I feel like we
a
had.
lot. We're not hitting the good spot with those words.
Yeah, but I feel like it's the gravity of the word that gives the weight to the situation.
And so I was just like,
What in the Anne Hathaway are you talking about?
the word pussy, like you can't say like eat out.
Sandra Bullock, wasn't it?
What are you talking about?
Who was in the movie Gravity?
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock.
You know when you reference wrong and then you got to sit with it?
So then we just sat there in silence and Courtney was like, I'm sorry, Miss Stephanie.
Oh no.
I was like, you
What'd your
could
mom
have said
say?
anything.
Yeah.
You know, you could have just kept talking.
You could have
The
just
silence really killed
kept it going.
What'd your mom say?
Your mom.
okay.
That's okay. I understand that my son likes to perform more. Is that what
My
we landed on?
mom was like, I'm just happy he likes a girl.
Whoa, a little
Something-
homophobic.
I know. Take it up with her.
She's gonna watch this and like, I'm not homophobic.
Yeah, she didn't say that either.
But we can paint her in any light we actually want to.
I know.
That's the great thing about podcasts. We can say anything and paint. Who should we paint in a negative light?
I used to when I used to do that all the time with my mom. When I was a kid, we would go places. Like I remember one time specifically, we went to the chiropractor, and my mom was getting her back worked on, and the chiropractor was like, "You want me to work on yours really fast too?" Because I was like, "Let me work on mine." And so he like lifted up my shirt to look at something, and I had like a scar, and he was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "My mom put out cigarettes on me."
Oh my God,
My mom was
Skyler.
like, Skyler. She's like, I didn't do that. I was like, of course she would say that.
Since I'm from Vegas, I did tell the greater part of our county that my mom stripped for money, and we had to come out there because the pimp needed money and she didn't have it. She spent it on rent. So she had a couple people she had to explain some things to, And honestly, she got some respect from others, so I don't regret it.
What the hell is your guys' problems? Like, why would you do that?
When you're 10 years old and you have an imagination like me, people get in trouble around you. And you're going to, like, right now, so remorseful.
Yeah, okay.
But my frontal lobe wasn't there to tell me good or bad.
My imagination, I was making a new Star Wars movie with my little action figures. Your imagination.
Alone. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, yeah, but
no,
not relevant.
I just want to say, no, if we're going to get the full scope of a story, you had no friends and you were alone building.
I didn't say I had no friends. I just happened to be alone at that point.
Okay.
And your imagination was telling people that your mom was a stripper. What?
So many friends.
So many people to tell.
So many. Oh, the stories I could tell. Like, once you built that thing, you're like, I can't wait to show myself. You just went to the mirror and you're like, hey, reflecting Jared, what do you think?
You and Alyssa would have been good friends. Y'all needed each other probably 10, 15 years ago.
Honestly, yeah, probably. I was where Alyssa is right now when I was in high, like,
It sounds so mean.
when I was middle school.
Alyssa, I wanted you to know I wasn't in any of this.
Well, no, we just need to be there for her. You know, I finally found friends that were there for me and pulled me out of it.
Who?
Do you want me to list them?
No, you
Oh,
don't
I
have
thought
to
you were
list
talking
them.
about us.
Oh,
I
no,
want to
no.
pull you out of a ditch.
No, you guys, every day you wake up and you're like, how can I put them back there?
Don't show us, like, don't boast.
What are the odds you go down and you just like, you put all of that on
I'm
like
going
red or
to.
black?
I bet black 4 times in a row yesterday. It never hit once. I think it's due one. I can't wait for us to get back on Sunday.
To Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, to Los Angeles. Number one, because I can't wait to see Trevor. Our buddy Trevor's coming out. So excited. We're going to have the best little week of our lives. Number two, we got that fucking guy to come take that box that's upstairs, that's taking up the whole upstairs on Monday. He's getting rid of it.
You talking about Alyssa?
No, you jackass.
Do not call her that box. She's a woman.
The
first
huge
off.
cardboard box
And
is
stop
upstairs.
covering my camera.
Well, that's
Choke
what,
you
how
out.
much your TV covers up the house.
It's actually
You bought
insane.
the biggest TV possible.
No, I like a cinematic experience. You blame it.
You don't
Go
need
to the
a fucking
movies.
AMC in your bedroom.
What are you talking about? I get one TV and everybody's up in arms.
No, it's pretty
One-
sick. I just
one
don't like the
TV.
box.
For our audio listeners, I bought a 115-inch TV. It's the absolutely biggest one you could buy on the market.
It feels
feels
like
like-
four.
It feels like
Four
Scarlett's
guys
there. It feels
to-
like Scarlett Johansson's like, I could shake your hand.
Probably, dude. It makes Scarlett Johansson look like a giant.
Watching House of the Dragon, I could
You could ride the dragon.
No, I could call the police and be like, there's a dragon breaking and entering, and I'm pretty sure they'd serve him. You know what I mean? I'm pretty
Dude.
sure they send him to prison.
Don't get me wrong. It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just fucking insane. You have to admit that.
Would you use the word pretentious at all?
I don't know, Skyler. Would you say pretentious?
Because I'm on the field.
What
of
do you call
awe-inspiring.
someone that
Okay.
buys a 115-inch TV but also gets his car repossessed in the same week? Is that pretentious?
I totally forgot about that.
They took my truck.
Dude,
Is it the government who took it?
this is crazy.
Patelco.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just one night last week, we get a knock on the door. It's just this like regular man, probably
It's
mid
kind of
20s.
sketchy, honestly.
A little sketchy.
I thought it was a scam.
I
I
did
thought he
too.
was like,
No.
I'm going to steal your truck.
So he knocks on the door and he's very just like low key and casual. He's like, "Is Zach here?" And I was like, I mean, he lives here. Like, what's this for? And he's like, "I'm here for the truck." And then I look over and I can see he has a tow truck backed up to our gate.
Got repoed.
And I was like, "What do you mean you're here for the truck?" And he's like, "It's up for repossession." And I was like, let me go talk to him real quick. So then I go up to you. You're napping. You have
You
no
wake me
idea.
up out of a dead sleep to tell me that my vehicle is being transported without my consent.
And so I go up and I'm just like, "Do you have like a tow truck schedule? Like, are you getting service
Yeah, I
or
didn't know what
something?"
that meant. I got mad when you asked me that.
Why?
Just because you knew I didn't.
Well, no,
But
I
you
knew
said
that
it like,
the Cybertruck like had recalls on it, and so I didn't know if you'd like set it up with Tesla or if Tesla just
Zach
fair.
hasn't read the recalls.
That's fair.
Yeah.
yeah.
oh, I see people on the street, or like I'll be driving, even on the highway, they'll be like, roll down your window. And they'll go, recall. I'm like, all right, guys, let's just be cool about this.
And so, well, okay, to be fair, I knew that you didn't care about the recalls, but I didn't know if there was some like liability thing with Tesla where they had to recall the
yeah,
car.
that's actually
yeah.
a good call. You know what? I
so
flipped the script. I think it was a valid question asked now.
then I tell you, like, this guy's here to like repossess your car. Like, are you sure you've been paying it? And you're like, 100%. Every month taken out of the account. And
Well, when I first bought it, I set up reoccurring payments. So in my mind, just think I'm good. And I'm not the type of guy to consistently see what's exiting the bank account.
okay, maybe the lesson in all this,
That's the softest brag ever.
a little bit, yeah.
That's a pretentious brag.
You like that?
Yeah.
Threw that out there. You guys like that? Doesn't mean you have a lot of money. You could just be
It's true.
Comfortable,
very irresponsible.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
financially.
So it turns out that I had never been paying for this truck. And I essentially stole it. And the man, we were like, just leave it here. We'll figure it out in the morning. And the man told us, I'm going to rip this gate off if you don't let me take this.
Yeah. He said it in the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
But he was like, I knocked as a courtesy. I could just rip the gate open. I'm like, that's fair. You know what? That's fair.
I don't get like the laws on that.
What do you mean?
Because the house has nothing to do with the truck. How can he just deface the property?
Well, yeah, because that was something like, I think I went up to him. I was like, what if we just don't open the gate? And that's when he told me, and then he told you separately as well, that he would just rip it open.
And here's the thing. Whatever you should have been paying,
It's 107 degrees outside, and I don't want to be this guy.
it's hot.
But this is the hottest room I've ever been in.
Well, I had to turn off the AC.
We got all these drapes open.
Doesn't this super secret microphone have one of the... How did that happen?
Robbie has a panel over there.
Robbie, I don't like the way that you slither and do things.
I think it'll be all right.
That's black magic. No, it'll definitely be okay.
And by this point, people are turned off anyways. We've hit the retention
Oh, the retention's... Okay.
done.
We got to like sneak things in
Yeah.
for people. If you're still here,
If you're still here,
comment Egyptian cotton sheets are decent.
and we'll pick one and send you a gift card.
Okay. I mean,
Well,
we have to now.
Yeah,
I'm
now
pretty sure they
legally,
can
I
sue
feel
us.
like we have to.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter what gift card it is or how
That's true.
much. You know, growing up, when I came to Georgia, like we would speak about heat together, you and I. We'd speak about the climate we grew up in.
It ain't that bad here.
No, you haven't been outside. 1.
I was outside
Yeah,
yesterday.
we were outside yesterday.
2, I would get there and I'd be like, oh yeah, it was just 121 degrees in Vegas.
It's a different heat.
And I would go, that's hot. And you'd go, but no humidity.
Yeah.
It's very true.
But yet when
Can't
you
breathe in the humidity.
Yeah.
when you walked off the plane,
I was taken aback, yes, but it's different. It's like, it's weird. This is like a heat that I was confused because the wind was hot, which I'd never felt before. That part I didn't get. That's what was confusing me.
It was like when you open the door to an oven and that initial heat wave hits you.
Yeah.
Precisely what it felt like.
So that's what I was saying. No, humidity's way worse, dude.
Dude, humidity sucks ass.
it depends on the humidity and the temperature. All I'm saying is when it's 121 degrees here, it's not a walk in the park.
All right, sleepy
I'm not,
eyes.
I'm not saying it's a walk in the
What are
park.
you saying it's sleepy eyes for?
You look like you about to take a nap over there.
I would love to. I have major sleep issues that I'm trying to work through. And then what I don't like about you is you're up till 7 a.m. just throwing back drinks and drinks, and now you're smiling so spry. Like, and it feels like it's an attack on me.
Well, it's not my fault. Your body just doesn't know how to function.
But it's not. It is also not my fault that you throw it in my face.
I don't throw it in your face. I'm just a
Your
happy,
jolliness,
chipper guy.
Yeah, but you should be angry
Why should I be angry?
because you got like 3 hours of sleep. Like you should be throwing things and
I'm hungover.
yeah, and like calling your mom and calling her something.
See, that's not my speed, you know? I find enjoyment in life, and I think that's something that you should really work on, and that might help you sleep better.
Oh, this is completely pivot. Did I tell you guys about the man that I met when I went on the hike?
What hike? What?
You don't hike.
That's so ambiguous.
I went on a hike
Here?
No, in L.A.
Oh, okay.
I went on a hike with Courtney, her sister, and her sister's boyfriend. Courtney and her sister are both, their mom is Jewish, and her Courtney's sister's boyfriend also Jewish. So we're walking up, we're somewhere in the hills, I don't know. We're walking. We see this bike, number one, and we're like, this guy's definitely burying a body out here. Don't know where this guy is. He's off doing something. On our way back, this guy comes out like carrying like just bags of shit. He stacks it up on the bike. He's this old man. He pedals by us and he stops and starts talking to us. And he's from Sweden.
Okay.
He was allegedly clearing the brush. I don't know. But he was
That's
talking about
definitely
he was
code for
talking
burying
about
a body.
how much he he was like Yeah, I gotta find a lover for my son. He's like, this is getting too much. And he looked at Courtney. He was like, you're very beautiful, and he's very handsome. And she was like, I'm actually in a relationship
with this guy right
Yeah.
here.
And he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then there was like a plant. He was like, this, out of the blue, he's like, this you can eat. And he ate a leaf.
This was like in the same breath of,
It was wild. And
I
then
need a lover for my son.
immediately he was like, none of you guys are Jewish, right?
Whoa.
You could tell he was about to make he was about to say something bad about Jewish people.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, let me just check. None of you guys are Jewish, right?
Yeah, nothing good
the guy was
ever
like,
comes up.
I am. Never mind, then you'll have a good day. Just like disappeared off his bike. He pedaled off.
I want to know what he would have said.
I have no idea. The guy seemed to be a little bit off his rocker.
Yeah, I mean, if he's clearing the brush on a hike, like on a public trail.
A lot of times, like old people, they can kind of get away with obviously saying whatever they want and doing whatever they want because they don't understand like the technology, or they don't understand like what's going on in the world on certain things that are newer. I wonder what that's going to be like for us. Like, what are the kids when we're like 70? What are like the 12-year-olds or high schoolers going to be using or talking about that we're just like my grandpa's never used Google or a computer in general.
That's insane.
I mean, it has to be like, I doubt we can even fathom what it's going to look like.
Yeah,
Because it's like, I mean, we've seen a phone. Think about all the stuff we know how to use, like from a technological standpoint, phones, iPads, AI, all this shit. So think about in like 30 years, 50 years, we're like, what is going to blow our socks off?
No one saw the social media coming. No one was like, one day we're going to...
Alien prostitutes.
What?
Aliens.
Well, yeah, they're real now.
UFOs.
So one reason we don't build that... Oh.
What?
What were you saying? You're saying outer space aliens?
Outer space alien.
Okay, then we weren't on the same page there. We can move on.
That was exactly like what the guy on the bike did.
That was very similar to the bike guy.
Yeah.
Have you ever like looked up what was invented the year that you were born?
No?
So
I wanna
like
see.
1998, the MP3 codec was invented. And so like before that, we didn't have like compressible digital files.
Okay.
And so that kind of goes back to what you were saying with like we can't even fathom, you know. If the MP3 had not been invented, the iPod or like the Zune or whatever, like portable you know, what?
Mine's the internet.
In
Okay, mine's
95?
cooler.
What's yours?
DVD player.
Better than the internet.
Mobile phones with emojis.
96, they had emojis?
Maybe like frown face.
Is it still when it was only the white ones?
I guess so. I have no
Okay,
idea.
that is insane. When they launched the emojis on like iPhones, they only had white ones.
Wait, what?
Like now you can do like the black thumbs up.
Well, yeah, you
Or
can
like yellow.
Yeah.
like everything in between.
They just had the white person.
Pretty nuts, kind of.
Wait, I thought it was all yellow when it first started.
Am I wrong?
I don't know. I hope you're right because I went with you. So last night in Vegas, are we going to do anything fun?
Yeah, I'm gonna edit this podcast.
Yeah, I was going to go to bed. First night we got here, we went to this steakhouse here at the hotel, and there were all these, every 5 minutes, the DJ would play this song, all the servers would go to a table, they'd be like shouting and doing all sorts of shit. And I thought it was
I've
like,
been to a lot of fancy restaurants. Is this a normal occurrence?
I think it's just Vegas.
I think it's
'Cause
Vegas. And I was trying
it
to
was like
figure
a
out.
steakhouse,
A nightclub as well.
but
Yeah.
a nightclub.
And
like
if you ordered this one steak, it was $1,000, and they bring it out in a gold briefcase, brand it right in front of you, and have women that are showing a certain amount of breast dancing around with lights. And it didn't
not,
get ordered.
not just the women. The servers had to get in on it too.
Everybody, yeah, the guy was like taking our drink orders. He's like, I got to go dance for this guy. He just ordered $1,000 steak. We're like, all right, we'll see in a little bit.
whips out like a strobe flashlight, goes, hey, 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 comes back like nothing happened.
What threw me off was we're looking at the prices, and we're like, because it was the only place we could eat at that time in the hotel. I'm like, we're gonna have to put up maybe a second mortgage, maybe steal. I don't want to steal.
Different Patreon tier.
But, yeah, we might have to completely change everybody on Patreon and like and steal their money. Well, we have their emails. We can like cross-reference, go to their houses, steal TVs, sell them. I don't want to get into all that. There was like $5,000 steaks that was purchased just in the time that we ate for like an hour.
But the guy was also telling us that the steak was from a cow The cows are
Born in Japan.
Born in Japan,
Raised in Australia.
raised in Australia, and then shipped over here.
Yeah.
Which is what are we doing that we're going to this great lengths with cows?
If you look like at a ribeye from the store, there is fat in it, but it's just like typical, like big piece of fat here and there. On those, the fat just runs throughout. It marbles throughout the whole steak.
I know we don't have the women here, so we're probably not going to have the best references for this next part of the podcast. But again, if you're part of the Patreon, you get to determine sometimes what's in the podcast. And one of those things is Dropouts advice. So I got a couple. I'm going to read off what our listeners need help with.
Oh, do you want my help?
Well, I don't want it, but you're here. And we collected...
Hey, smooth move, X-Lax.
Did you call me
Ready?
egg slacks?
X-Lax. That's the name of the fucking poop medicine, right?
Okay, here's one. Hey, so back in 2022, I met a guy on a dating app, and 3 months later, we started dating. Fast forward 11 months later, and we're at my family's for Christmas. I decided to go through his phone as a joke and found out that 6 months into the relationship, he'd been cheating with multiple women. I'd always trusted him until then. I gave him another chance, and since then, he has done things to prove he's sorry, but I still don't know if he's worth trusting. Help. So,
That is.
I can't, I mean, I assume, so 6 months in, she knew he was cheating, and then apparently he stopped at some point.
No, 11 months in, she knew that he was cheating at 6 months.
No, I know, but
Oh.
she probably found out, like, maybe he only did it for a month. Not that that's...
Yeah, she had to do a lot of digging, too, to probably find that.
Yeah. How do you what are you searching for as a joke, and then find out that he's cheating with multiple
I mean, she had a
women?
suspicion, and she was right, though.
I don't even think she had a suspicion, because she said that she had always trusted him up until that point, and then she was doing it for a joke.
Either way, she found out he had cheated.
I mean, if she's still not trusting him, right? That's what she said?
This analogy I've used many times is your relationship is like a plate. Mm-hmm. And when you drop it, like this instance, it breaks. And the first time you can kind of glue it together, but it's never the same. And then it happens again, and it's more pieces until it's not even, you don't even recognize the plate anymore. You can't put it back together. So cheating is one of the things where I don't think you ever get that trust back, in my opinion.
Yeah, it'd be really hard for me to regain trust of a partner if cheating happened.
Yeah, it's like...
And trust is like my biggest thing.
But obviously
trust
she's
is
still-
like the biggest thing.
She's still in the relationship, and he has shown remorse and things like that.
That's the part that kind of like is really toying with my brain, is that like, okay,
And how did he cheat? Did
Also-
he fully cheat, or was it just like he was messaging?
No other context, but the letters I have.
I feel like if he was genuinely remorseful and is like trying to make like amends and like get back to like whatever, make it right, I feel like that's a good thing. But if you feel like you can never trust him again, I don't want to tell someone to like end a relationship, but like you have to be, there's two things you have to do with a partner. It's like you have to communicate with them and you have to trust them.
It's just the timeline that throws me off. I mean, he's just got to be hyper transparent, I think. I
Yeah.
think she's allowed to have suspicions and
Definitely.
look for things if she needs to. I don't know how you go about trusting him of not hiding or deleting. I don't know. I can't tell someone to just end a relationship because I don't know all the parameters. But I think personally for me, I would never be as happy and I would never be as comfortable. Like even 20 years later, I just feel like
Well, I was going to say, I was like, do you think the memory of that would ever like fade? Where
Nah.
like to the point you don't even think about it?
No, I
anymore?
don't think so. I think it's always there.
Sorry,
young love is dead.
young love is dead.
I don't know.
We didn't really
if
give
you-
her what to do. I mean,
I think if you genuinely see a future with this person and you think that you can build the trust back and you think he can make it right, then I say go for it. But also, do a lot of like introspection and like see, even if you could have at one point seen a future with him, but you don't think you could ever get the trust back, it's like then you gotta start having some tough conversations.
okay, here's another good one from the Dropouts dating advice thing. I'm a 22-year-old girl who has never been in a relationship and never done anything physical besides kissing. I'm not a one-night stand type of person, but I feel like maybe I'm missing out on being in a great relationship because I have a hard time opening up and trusting people. Can you give me advice on how to know if someone really likes me for me, and if they're really interested in me, or if they just want to sleep with me. I think setting rules at the beginning, like on the first date or the first time talking, just be like, hey, to be upfront, I don't want to do anything past this until 1 month, 2 month, 3 month mark. And you can personally go back on that, but as long as they respect it until you feel comfortable, maybe that's a good thing. It's like, hey, I don't want to sleep with anyone until like 3 months in an actual relationship.
Yeah.
And if they're okay with that, I think they like you for you. And if they're not okay with that, then if they can't wait for that.
I would almost say to not even put like a numeric timeline onto it. Because I feel like if you give them like a month in, 2 months in, 3 months in, or 5 dates or whatever, if they're just into you for your body, they have like a finish line.
I guess then what are the markers so you know if someone's actually into you or just physically into you? I mean, I think it's difficult because a lot of people love bomb nowadays. And
I think it's in the language that they use with you. If they say they want to like keep things casual, but then they make certain advances that go against what you've told them that you're comfortable with.
gut decision.
What?
It's just a gut decision. Like it's a gut. It's like
the thing
this
is,
seems
you'll
like a
never
good
know
person.
until you know.
And usually, especially early on, if you just have a feeling, and it's usually comes from subconscious thing that you're not even recognizing, where you're like, this is a bit off. It's definitely off.
Yeah.
Like at least 90% of the time.
I don't know, Skyler, do you have any input?
No, I just think, like Zach said, be honest at the beginning about like your intentions or like what or setting parameters, but also I would tell someone if I wanted to wait with a partner and like didn't want to have sex with them for a while, I would want to tell them that though. I wouldn't just like want to just make out with them and then they try to move forward. I shut it down and not really ever explain it why, because that at some point make the other person self-conscious, think something's wrong with them, and you don't want to make someone feel self-conscious. So very clear at the beginning, just be like, I don't like hooking up with people until we've been dating or until we've been on dates or until
Especially, I think also just it could be seen, not that it should be seen as an embarrassing thing, but I feel like sometimes it can be seen as an embarrassing thing to like be a virgin,
Yeah.
But I think in this instance, since you are I think explaining that to
for
whoever
sure.
that you're dating, that also adds kind of
And I don't know how most people feel. I feel like if I was to come across a woman and she was like, I'm a virgin, and it was just like a thing that I knew wasn't going to go anywhere, let's say I just wanted to have sex with her, that would make me I was like, no, then you should wait and I wouldn't want to press forward with it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
This one's wild.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Basically, just feel it out, have open communication, and trust your gut.
How wild.
I met this woman through a family friend. Our age gap is 17 years. I'm 24 and she is 41. It started off really great as friends with benefits, but after a few months, she started pursuing more and I had to push back, and I ended things. She drunk dialed me and wanted to work things out, but she wanted me to get with her daughter, who was 26.
Whoa.
She wanted to introduce us one night, but I backed out because I thought it was getting borderline incestual. I need help.
A little bit.
So you're having sex with this mom who then drunk dials you and wants to work things out. But by working things out, she wants you to be with her daughter, who's more of age. Maybe it feels like the mom is just grasping for straws to any way to have the guy in her life.
Oh, 100%.
And he's gonna come stay over at the house with the girl, and then she's gonna come out, go to the fridge, titties out.
Yeah, throw on the sexy PJs when she goes to get a little late night snack.
I mean, there's only one clear answer. You can't.
Yeah.
Unless you want to have some good stories, I say go with it.
He needs to steer clear.
Unless he has a podcast, I say go head first in and have yourself a Tuesday episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to.
But
Steer wide.
I just feel like
Missed
a mom and daughter shouldn't be Eskimo sisters with each other.
I feel like we're speaking about this too intellectually when it's don't do it.
Yeah, just don't.
Some advice is just, hey,
Hey,
don't bang the woman who wants to bang you's daughter because she wants you.
Because that's getting like borderline psychotic. That's
And really hot.
and desperate.
And we're all in different places with relationships. Like, Jared's having sex with anything.
I like Jared.
Dude, I don't even know who he is. Jared's having sex with anything that moves. I obviously, not really doing much in that department. And Skyler's going through a breakup. So we're all like really.
Well, chill out. Hold on, don't
You said you want to talk about it. I was trying to figure out a way to
under
transition.
the bus like that.
No, we didn't break up. Well, we did break up.
I was like, brother.
We did break up.
There was nothing more sad. Well, first off.
Okay, there are several things. So me and Courtney, we broke up. This was a few weeks ago now, several weeks ago now at this point. And then we have since then.
You've reconvened.
We've reconvened. We're working it
Robbie,
out.
you're in the shot.
Get the fuck out of it, Robbie. I'm talking about sad shit here. We are working things out, but we did break up, and a couple things happened actually that I have to talk about. So it was actually the weekend of the spitting on the girl. It was the next day, and
Oh man.
we've been doing this thing Zach had been doing this thing where he had been buying Courtney presents from, like small little knickknacks.
It's fucking weird, dude.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, Zach had bought Courtney like an engraved knife. She said Courtney. It's pretty funny. And then he bought her this Celtic shirt. Was expensive. That was a little weird, but whatever.
And then I bought her a sea turtle.
Yeah, but so when we went.
Anytime I go to a new place, I get his girlfriend a gift. I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Wait, have you gotten her a knick-knack from here?
Yeah, that's where the knife was from.
Oh,
when
from
I was
Vegas?
in Vegas last time.
So we the day we broke up, we get back. She ends up staying at the house that night because it was a very mutual breakup. It wasn't like we were fighting. We just had like some things that we just experience love different ways.
Yeah.
We need different things out of relationships, so we're trying to see if we can make that work with us. But love her so much. I think she's one of the funniest, coolest people in the world. But so the day that we broke up, we get back to the house. Zach is like coming up the stairs the same time as we enter the house, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" And I try to like be short and don't really say much.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I thought they were
Do you
tired
think
from a
you're
big
like-
pool day. They were
I
both
thought-
in bathing suits. I didn't know what the hell was going
We're
on.
in
All I
bathing
know,
suits.
all I
No one was in a bathing suit.
Courtney was in a sheer thing. I could see through things, and I wasn't trying to look.
Why were you looking? Yeah, why were you looking?
I don't think she
wasn't.
was.
If I'm walking up the stairs and she's in front of me, and anyway, the point is,
so then-
I had a sea turtle. I
So then
wanted to give her.
we get to the room and we're like, finally, we can just, because we had tried going to the flea market. We had been like crying at the fucking flea market. It was nuts. So we go back to the house. I'm like, okay, finally, we're not around people. We can, just experience our emotions and just kind of go through all of it. And then I hear like a knock at the door, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it was
No,
Zach.
you said come in.
I was like, come in.
You could have been like, hey, not now.
Zach comes in and is like, I got you presents. And
So I,
Courtney's
so I
like,
sit there, don't know that they're going
Courtney's
through
like,
this
we
thing.
just broke up. And Zach was like,
After I gave her the present, she's like, "This is so nice. This is so cool. Oh, look at this." And then afterwards, I'm like, "Oh, great, great, great." And then she goes, "Yeah, we did just break up though." So I'm like, "Why let me in the room?"
Oh,
I'm
my
gonna head
that
out.
same
God.
weekend, the next day, Jared had been gone all weekend, living his life to the fullest, loving, making memories. And he comes into the house, and I was like, "How was your weekend, buddy?" He's like, "Oh, it was the best weekend of my life. I had
It
the
was,
most
it really
fun."
was.
He was like, "How was your weekend?" I was like, "Well, me and my girlfriend broke up, so fuck off, Jared. Leave me alone."
And nothing was more sad than I got back from the workout early, and Skyler was still at the office. And I go by his room, and his door's never open. His door's open. His bed's never made.
My bed is always made. I make it every day.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, I do.
It's made most days. I won't say every day.
Is
I
this the
won't.
part that we're really sticking to?
Oh,
just wanna
okay,
stick to
sorry.
it.
Okay. It's never usually made. So I go by and it's made, and I just see a piece of paper just illuminating from the room.
Oh no.
Yeah, she left me a letter.
There's
It was a
nothing
very
more
sweet
devastating.
letter.
Oh,
Very sweet.
I've walked in on a letter before, and you're just like, yeah, this one's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it did. It sucked to read.
How long was it?
It was like front and back. It wasn't. It didn't suck to. It was very nice, and she was saying very lovely things, but it was just like
It was still. It
just
still
sucked
can be
to read. God, it sucked.
painful. Yeah.
And then so that happened, and then that
Heartbreak
night,
is God's Ozempic.
that night, yeah, and I thought that was a funny tweet, and it didn't do as well as I thought it would. That night after we broke up, that Monday, me and Zach went and played tennis or pickleball, and one of the guys that we were playing with Zach was like, he was like, oh, how y'all been or whatever. And Zach was like, oh, Skyler just went through a breakup. He
Just
was,
airing out your business.
yeah, we were just talking about it. It wasn't a big deal. And
Okay.
then Zach was like, she did leave him a note on his bed that was pretty sad, and it kind of beat him up. And this guy that we were hanging out with listens only like half the time, and he took that as she broke up with me through a letter. And so he like immediately called his girlfriend and was like, I'm playing pickleball with a guy, just got dumped via letter. Bye. I'm like, dude, that's not the story at all. Chill out.
He's like, all right, who's serving? I'm like, all right. Thank you guys for coming to the Vegas episode.
Are we just ending it on that?
Yeah. We're ended in a heartbreak, just like his relationship.
No, we're good.
But now they're
Well,
back.
I feel like you got to talk about where you're at now. We
Okay.
can't just leave it there.
Yes.
Patreon in the description.
No.
You just keep talking about it while I'm like,
So we are
Patreon in the description, obviously, if you want to know more about
back.
breakup.
We're back
And,
together-ish. We're working it out. It's been great.
I think it's a good lesson for
great
communication
stuff
in
going on, man.
relationships.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. Biggest thing is you have to communicate.
shot
There were
like a
some things
documentary
that were
thing
part of the
that
reason
we're
why we
getting
broke up.
edited.
That
We
if
don't
we
know if it's
would,
gonna be good or not.
if I would have
We've
expressed
also been filming,
my,
like some office vlogs.
if we would have just talked about it, some of the stuff was just we could have
Like
fixed easily.
7-day
But
free
some of the
trial
stuff,
if you
you
want.
know,
Link
we're
in
fixing over time. She's the best.
Yeah, I think
She's the best.
every relationship has negotiables and non-negotiables, and
Yeah, that's what we're working out right
you
now.
just had to work it out. So
Trying to figure out what those are. Like my non-negotiable or my, I was gonna make a.
Let's
joke,
not.
but
Yeah, all right,
let's
see you
not.
guys.
Bye, guys.
bye.